All right. And on the video chat is my mom and my brother.
Hi.
All right.
Hi.
And Alyssa, hold that camera for me.
Ta-da!
Who's there that I know?
All right.
Zach.
Is Timmy there?
Yes, okay. You ready? Each
Go
year,
for it.
each year, thousands of horses are abandoned, forfeited, or auctioned because people cannot or will not care for their horses. I want everyone here to obtain the basic knowledge of horse care to properly take care of the horses in the future. Although most people don't own horses, I want to spread awareness and education so horse owners or potential horse owners can properly be informed on equestrian care. I'm going to cover the three most important aspects: diet, how much horses eat and what they eat; wellness, what is a farrier, what is teeth floating and deworming, and what vaccines are needed; and grooming and exercise, what is grooming and how much exercise does your horse really need. A horse's calories should always come from roughage, which are things like hay, grass, and grain, because they're grazing animals much like cows. A horse should eat 1 to 2% of their entire body weight, and the average horse weighs roughly 1,100 pounds, which ends up being 11 to 22 pounds of roughage a day, on top of the up to 10 gallons of water that they drink daily. Horses who are grazing on pasture for most of the day do not need much hay. But when horses are on work, which is training, are hard keepers because they have other medical problems, or are nursing brood mares for breeding, they have additional energy requirements that are not met with just hay or grass alone. This is when supplemental graining is needed. We give horses grain-based feeds to meet this additional caloric need. The simple carbohydrates found in starchy foods such as oat, barley, and corn are easily digested and turned into extra energy. What you feed your horse is detrimental to their health, but is only one aspect of overall wellness. A farrier is the person that comes and clips your horse's hooves just like you would clip your fingernails or put shoes on a horse. Regular farrier visits are critical because domestic horses rarely move enough for their hooves to wear correctly, and shod, also known as shoed horses, don't wear at all due to the horseshoes preventing this from occurring. Teeth floating, often performed by a veterinarian, is the actual act of filing down the outer edges of the teeth to promote uneven chewing surfaces because horses grind when they chew. This happens because the horse's upper jaw is actually wider than the lower jaw. I have a vaccine paperwork for everybody. I'm going to pass that around. There's two types of vaccines that every horse needs: annual vaccinations and biannual vaccinations. Annual vaccinations include rabies, tetanus, and strangles. Biannual vaccinations include Eastern and Western equine encephalitis, West Nile virus, equine herpesvirus, influenza, and the podomatic horse fever. Deworming is needed because eggs and larvae of parasitic worms are spread through the manure of an infected horse, which then mixes in the grass of the pasture. As the horse grazes, the eggs and larvae are ingested. This is done by using a syringe that's filled with a medicated paste that you inject into the horse's mouth. All this will help ensure you have a healthy and nourished horse, but what about a clean and happy horse? Grooming is the act of brushing, combing, bathing, and picking your horse's feet. Picking your horse's feet is important because it removes the rocks and debris from inside the hoof. It'd be like walking around with a rock in your shoe. Grooming your horse is extremely important because it's how you manage their hygiene. It also gives you the opportunity to check your horse's body for injuries and skin problems. It also promotes good blood circulation. Your horse should be groomed or at least checked at least once every other day, and definitely groomed before riding. You want to make sure that there's no dirt or debris under the saddle that can cause sores. And you also want to make sure you groom after you're done riding to make sure that no dirt or debris adheres to the sweat. Horses require a lot of exercise. Exercise helps maintain and build muscles and keeps them calm, happy, and promotes optimal health. Horses who aren't exercised regularly can become uncontrollable, sick, or develop behavioral disorders such as becoming barn sour. All horses should be exercised for 30 minutes to an hour, 3 to 4 times a week at minimum. That's not including if they're in training. Much like humans, hygiene and exercise are crucial parts to being healthy and happy. Horses take a lot of time, money, and dedication, and a lot of thought should go into purchasing or leasing a horse before agreeing to such a large responsibility. Horses require a specific diet, routine veterinary and dental care, frequent farrier visits, regular maintenance such as deworming, and must be groomed and exercised almost daily. You may not want to own a horse, but by informing people of the proper care that horses need, hopefully one less horse will become ill or auctioned this year. Horses are a lot of hard work and money, but when you are truly passionate about them, it is worth every cent and every minute, because nothing can replace the feeling of riding horseback and the wind in your face and the powerful drumming of hooves on the ground. Thank you.